there it did it. You know, I image size it. This is the issue right here. 72. So 8.5 by 11 is going to be your size, but I'm going to make this 11 by 6. So it's small and works. I'm over here checking, make sure. Yeah, I stipulate open to 8.5 by 11 Photoshop file, 72 DPI grayscale. Well, that's kind of what I've done here. So I'm going to go, and now I'm going to do this again. I lost my selection. And that goes really quick because I made the resolution right. But I got to go, and I want to get rid of the shadow because I want to make another shadow. So this is, and there I can add this, like that was option. Here's shift, and these are these buttons up here. Shift to get this back like that, so that works. And now I'm going to go Command J, and that now I've got a banana by itself. I'm going to put another layer on there, and I'm going to fill this with white, and I'll do that by the keystroke Command Delete. And now I have that selection was right on that. I got to get rid of that, so I can go. Well, if we were doing this earlier on, we would have said layer mask, reveal all. I'm just doing this because just to remind you that this is a way to do that without really getting rid of the information. But we don't need to do that in this instance because I could just use the eraser and do that. So I'm going to apply this layer mask. And there's my banana. And the idea here is to transform it, edit, transform, rotate, edit, transform. What I want to do is go through all of the techniques that is on a test. That's why I'm doing this. So there is, you know something? It just occurred to me that I should do this exactly how you're supposed to do it. 8.5 by 11 by 72. So I'm going to take this banana and grayscale. There's all your color modes right here. You want grayscale. And go create. And now I'm going to take this banana and move it over. So we're doing it the right size. And by the way, I remember to do this because you're going to have to start out by making quadrants because both of these tests are in quadrants. I'll show you like that. So that's 4 by 4. So I'm going to take my crosshairs, pull those crosshairs on. That's going to adjust my 0, 0, and that'll make it really easy to go 4 by 4. Oh, something went wrong. It's not correct, so I got to do this 4 1/4. That was my problem. It's right there. Now I'm going to take my crosshairs down and do this again. So make sure that you do this correct, because the way I'm going to grade this is everything that you don't perfectly match is a point off, and you get 10 things wrong, you flunk the test. So it's very easy to get a lousy grade, but most people don't. Most people get good grades because they know what's on the test and they can figure it out. 4, 0, or guide from the ruler, 4. All right, so there I have my banana, and of course I can go command colon. The idea here, that's command colon. There's the um, guides, and I want this banana to have a shadow. So I'm going to make a shadow for the banana by doing by making select load selection. Every layer, layer number one, has a selection inherent to it. So I don't want to use. I want to use a layer one transparency, and OK, and there's my selection. Now I'm going to select, save the selection. I'll call it shadow, because I can make a shadow, of course, by going. There's my shadow. We'll command D, deselect it, because I'm going to work on the mask. Of course, I can make a shadow by doing layer style, drop shadow, but that makes it go drop it right behind it. It doesn't make it look like it's in perspective. So I'm going to make this one look like it's in perspective. I'm going to go down to the mask, and I'm going to go to edit, transform. See, I'm on the mask. I'm engaged with the mask. Edit, transform, perspective, and make that. It's not the banana. It's the channel shadow, and maybe I want to move this to edit, twist it, transform, rotate, and I'll put it there, and I'll go return, but I got to make it sure that it's going with the banana. Now I'm going to rotate this some more. Command T is the keystroke for that. So it looks like it's going to return. Now, I am going to select, load selection, shadow, okay. I'm going to be on my background, and I don't need to look at this mask anymore. I'm going to go select, modify feather, and do this. This feather is dependent upon the resolution of the image. So if you have a high resolution and you want a soft feather, that's got to be larger. At a low resolution, you want a soft feather, this can be smaller. So 300, the feather will be 30 pixels. To do the same thing for 72, it'll be half that, let's say. Anyway, I just want to point out that ratio. So there's my feather, 15. I could have probably had that 10, and then it would have worked fine. And I want to go up here to my basics. And there's a basic black to white. But maybe I want to go and make this not white, a little bit gray, just so you can see it. And say OK. And then I'm in my gradient, and there's what I got set up. And I'm going to go, all right, there's a shadow. And you know something? I want that shadow to be on its own layer. So there it's on its own layer. I'll do that again, because I'm doing this on the fly. I don't know what I'm coming up with. I'm just doing these techniques. So that's how you make a shadow that really looks like it's effective in perspective. And then I want to go, and I've given you a tip on this, and we're going to do a filter, and I'm going to do a filter. First, I'm going to do a filter on the background layer. And here's your filters. We've got all these filters, and we also got a filter gallery. And that is the filter, but you know, we got all of these because I did this. It's the last filter. You got all these filters, but this one here that I'm using that you'll have to find is sketch halftone pattern. There's halftone pattern. There's the size, and which can be anything you want, but you gotta have do the circle or a dot or a line. But we're picking a circle because that is what is on the test. I go okay, and there is in the entire image. Well, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to use the quadrants. So I'm going to do a quadrant, and then I'm going to go to filter gallery. It's by default, that's the filter, but I'm going to find it again. Filter gallery, there it is, and go okay. There. Now that dot is in the center because of this selection. I made the selection. If I didn't make that selection, the dot would be in the center right here, as I just demonstrated. So there's my filter. I showed you where it was. That tip is written on the instructions because it's very hard to find that. And then there is, what I want to do, I want to make that, I just went Command J and made that on its own layer because I'm going to put a drop shadow under it. Here I'm on the background layer, and I'm going to fill that back with white, edit, fill, pattern. Oh, we're going to do a pattern. Background color, okay. So here is, I'm just going to do this other drop shadow. Command colon, just on this layer, layer style. On right, on layer that's not locked. Layer style, drop shadow. There's a drop shadow. Oh, I'm gonna make it go this way. Okay, and also, since I'm doing this layer style stuff, I say bevel and emboss. Up, down, chisel hard, size, get the idea. Alright, and I can come back here, by the way, and there I'm on drop shadow and adjust this so I can see it. A pattern. We're going to make a pattern. I'm going to make a pattern. I'm going to show you something. First of all, I'm going to go over here and open this up. This is kind of value added. What I'm going to do here, one of the things here is on the test. The other is just something new. I'm going to make